Welcome, welcome, my sweet, sweet friend. My name is Satania Bat, and I will be your nighttime vampire guide tonight. I am so happy to see you here. It is okay. My crypt is very cozy and very comforting. A place where you can rest in peace for any time, for as long as you'd like. Tonight, I will be reading some tales and passages from the book called In Ghostly Japan by Lafcadio Hearn. It is a hauntingly beautiful book. And I hope by reading it softly and gently that you can find some rest. That is fantastic, my sweet friend. You are doing so well, relaxing. That's it. Just close your eyes. I know the day has been busy and the day has been long, but just close your eyes and listen to my voice and let the day melt away little by little, bit by bit. Slowly let it fade away. A gentle reminder that you have done your Pt.1 best today. And I know the days are long and the days are busy, but when you are here, you can rest and you can sleep easy. Just listen to my voice and let the day fade away little by little, bit by bit, so you can rest comfortably and peacefully with me tonight. Fantastic. Now that we are here under the same moon with the night that is calm and quiet and still, I will find my book so I can read you some hauntingly beautiful tales and stories and passages from in ghostly Japan. Let's see. I'm searching slowly and gently to find the right book to make you very, very sleepy. I'm searching very carefully and very gently to find this old and worn but beautiful and enchanting book to help you drift away into the night. Let's see. I am so happy you are here. I've been waiting very patiently to read you more tales. I like reading you stories, and I hope you like hearing them. My sweet, sweet friend. So, let me get my book here. It's soft and smooth to the touch. Its color is as dark as the night, and its pages are as pale as the moon and are as old as time. This book is called In Ghostly Japan by Lafcadio Hearn, a collection of hauntingly beautiful tales to help you rest and relax and drift away into the night. Right here by my side tonight. I'm really happy I can read you more stories. Stories like this that are a little strange and a little spooky, but also make you feel a little sleepy. It is all right. Just relax here with me tonight. I will keep you safe and warm and comforted. So, that's it. Just close your eyes and listen to my soft and gentle voice as I read you some hauntingly beautiful tales from In Ghostly Japan by Lafcadio Hearn. Let me find my first tale here. Ah, mm, there it is. The first sleepy story this bitty bat will read you is called Fragment. And it goes a little something like this. And it was at the hour of sunset that they came to the foot of the mountain. There was in that place no sign of life, neither token of water, nor trace of plant, nor shadow of flying bird. Nothing but desolation rising to desolation, and the summit was lost in heaven. Then the Bodhisattva, also known as an enlightened being, said to this young companion, "What have you asked to see will be shown to you, but the place of the vision is far, and the way is rude. Follow after me, and do not fear. Strength will be given to you." Twilight gloomed about them as they climbed. There was no beaten path, nor any mark of former human visitation, and the way was over an endless heaping of tumbled fragments that rolled or turned beneath the foot. Sometimes a mass dislodged would clatter down with hollow echoings. Sometimes the substance trodden would burst like an empty shell. Stars pointed and thrilled, and the darkness deepened. "Do not fear, my son," said the Bodhisattva, guiding. "Danger there is none, though the way be grim." Under the stars they climbed, fast, fast, mounting by help of power superhuman. High zones of mist they passed, and they saw below them, ever widening as they climbed, a soundless flood of cloud, like the tide of a milky sea. Hour after hour they climbed, and forms invisible yielded to their tread with dull, soft crashings, and faint, cold fires lighted and died at every breaking. And once the pilgrim youth laid hand on something smooth that was not stone, and lifted it, and dimly saw the cheekless gibe of death. "Linger not thus, my son," urged the voice of the teacher. "The summit that we must gain is very far away." So on through the dark they climbed, and felt continually beneath them the soft, strange breakings, and saw the icy fires worm and die, till the rim of night turned gray, and the stars began to fail, and east began to bloom. Yet they still climbed, fast, fast, mounting by help of power superhuman, and about them now was frigidness of death, and silence tremendous. A gold flame kindled in the east. Then, first to the pilgrim's gaze, the steeps revealed their nakedness, and a trembling seized him, and a ghastly fear. For there was not any ground, neither beneath him nor above him, but a heaping only, monstrous and measureless, of skulls and fragments of skulls, and dust of bone, with a shimmer of shed teeth strewn through the drift of it, like the shimmer of scrags of shell in the rack of a tide. "Do not fear, my son," cried the voice of the Bodhisattva. "Only the strong of heart can win to the place of the vision." Behind them the world had vanished. Nothing remained but the clouds beneath, and the sky above, and the heaping of skulls between, up slanting out of sight. Then the sun climbed with the climbers, and there was no warmth in the light of him, but coldness sharp as a sword, and the horror of stupendous height, and the nightmare of stupendous depth, and the terror of silence ever grew and grew, and weighed upon the pilgrim, and held his feet so that suddenly all power departed from him, and he moaned like a sleeper in dreams. Hasten, hasten, my son, cried the Bodhisattva. The day is brief, and the summit is very far away. But the pilgrim shrieked, I fear unspeakably, and the power has departed from me. The power will return, my son, made answer the Bodhisattva. Look now below you and above you and about you, and tell me what you see. I cannot, cried the pilgrim, trembling and clinging. I dare not look beneath. Before me and about me there is nothing but skulls of men. And yet, my son, said the Bodhisattva, laughing softly, and yet you do not know of what this mountain is made. The other, shuddering, repeated, I fear, unutterably I fear. There is nothing but skulls of men. A mountain of skulls it is, responded the Bodhisattva. But know, my son, that all of them are your own. Each has at some time been the nest of your dreams and delusions and desires. Not even one of them is the skull of any other being. All without exception have been yours in the billions of your former lives. Well, what a hauntingly beautiful tale. But a tale nonetheless. It is okay. You can rest peacefully and safely here without any worry and without any fear. I am right here by your side. Your sweet and caring and comforting nighttime vampire guide. So that's it. Just close your eyes and listen to my voice, soft and gentle, in the calm and quiet night. Thank you for being here, and thank you for resting here. One tale at a time. let me find my next tale here. I'm gently searching slowly to find the most haunting tale to share. Searching slowly to find another haunting tale to share. Here it is, the tale of Furisode. It goes a little something like this. Recently, while passing through a little street tenanted chiefly by dealers in old wares, I noticed a furisode, or long-sleeved robe of the rich purple tint called murasaki, hanging before one of the shops. It was a robe such as might have been worn by a lady of rank in the time of Tokugawa. I stopped to look at the 5 crests upon it, and in the same moment there came to my recollection this legend of a similar robe, said to have yet once caused the destruction of Yedo. Nearly 250 years ago, the daughter of a rich merchant of the city of the Shoguns, while attending some temple festival, perceived in the crowd a young samurai of remarkable beauty and immediately fell in love with him. Unhappily for her, he disappeared in the press before she could learn through her attendants who he was or whence he had come. But his image remained vivid in her memory, even to the least detail of his costume. The holiday attire then worn by samurai youths was scarcely less brilliant than that of young girls, and the upper dress of this handsome stranger had seemed wonderfully beautiful to the enamored maiden. She fancied that by wearing a robe of like quality and color, bearing the same crest, she might be able to attract his notice on some future occasion. And accordingly, she had such a robe made with very long sleeves, according to the fashion of the period, and she prized it greatly. She wore it whenever she went out, and when at home she would suspend it in her room and try to imagine the form of her unknown beloved within it. Sometimes she would pass hours before it, dreaming and weeping by turns, and she would pray to the gods and the Buddhas that she might win the young man's affection, often repeating the invocation of the Nichiren sect, Namu Myo Ho Renge Kyo. But she never saw the youth again, and she pined with longing for him, and sickened and died and was buried. And after her burial, the long-sleeved robe that she had so much prized was given to the Buddhist temple of which her family were parishioners. It is an old custom to thus dispose of garments of the dead. The priest was able to sell the robe at a good price, for it was a costly silk and bore no trace of the tears that had fallen upon it. It was bought by a girl of about the same age as the dead maiden. She wore it only one day, and then she fell sick and began to act strangely, crying out that she was haunted by the vision of a beautiful young man, and that for love of him she was going to die. And within a little while she died, and the long-sleeved robe was a second time presented to the temple. And again the priest sold it, and again it became the property of a young girl who wore it only once. Then she also sickened and talked of a beautiful shadow, and died and was buried. And the robe was given a third time to the temple, and the priest wondered and doubted. Nevertheless, he ventured to sell the luckless garment once more. Once more it was purchased by a girl, and once more worn, and the wearer pined and died, and the robe was given a fourth time to the temple. Then the priest felt sure that there was some evil influence at work, and he told his acolytes to make a fire in the temple court and burn the robe. So they made a fire into which the robe was thrown, but as the silk began to burn, there suddenly appeared upon it dazzling characters of flame, the characters of the invocation Namu Myo Ho Renge Kyo, and these once by one leaped like great sparks to the temple roof, and the temple took fire. Embers from the burning temple presently dropped upon neighboring roofs, and the whole street soon was ablaze. Then a sea wind rising blew destruction into further streets, and the conflagration spread from street to street and from district to district, till nearly the whole city was consumed. And this calamity, which occurred upon the 18th day of the first month of the first year of Meirike, 1655, is still remembered in Tokyo as the Furisode Kwaji, the great fire of the long-sleeved robe. According to a storybook called Kibun Daijin, the name of the girl who caused the robe to be made was O Same, and she was the daughter of Hikoyemon, a wine merchant of Hyakusho Machi in the district of Azabu. But because of her beauty, she was also called Azabu Komachi, or the Komachi of Ozabu. The same book says that the temple of tradition was a Nichiren temple called Hanmyoji in the district of Hongo, and that the crest upon the robe was a kikyo flower. But there are many different versions of the story, and I distrust the Kibun Daijin because it asserts that the beautiful samurai was not really a man, but a transformed dragon or water serpent that used to inhabit the lake at Ueno, Shinobazu no Ike. There is a little side note here. It says, after more than 1,000 years, the name of Komachi, or Ono no Komachi, is still celebrated in Japan. She was the most beautiful woman of her time, and so great a poet that she could move heaven by her verses and cause rain to fall in time of drought. Many men loved her in vain, and many are said to have died for love of her. But misfortunes visited her, and when her youth had passed, and after having been reduced to the uttermost want, she became a beggar, and died at last upon the public highway near Kyoto, as it was thought shameful to bury her in the foul rags found upon her. Some poor person gave up a worn-out summer robe, katabira, to wrap her body in, and she was interred near Arashiyama at a spot still pointed out to travelers as the place of the katabira, katabira no Tsuchi. Well, what another hauntingly beautiful tale. I really enjoy reading this kind of folklore, and I especially enjoy reading it to you. The nighttime is the best time to read such tales. The night is comforting. The night is calm. And the night is quiet. The night is comforting, and the night is calm, and the night is quiet. So, you are doing fantastic. Just rest and slowly sink into where you are tonight. I am right here by your side. Thank you for being here. You make my nights nicer. And I hope you enjoyed those few tales. And please rest and relax and stay and listen to my voice for as long as you'd like. I promise I will wait for you patiently. So, my sweet, sweet friend, may you have a good night and slumber sweetly and rest in peace. Good night. Good night. Oyasumi. Good night, my sweet friend. Oyasumi nasai. Watashi no tomodachi. Oyasumi. Oyasumi nasai. Good night. Oyasumi nasai. Watashi no tomodachi. Good night. Good night, my sweet friend. Rest in peace. Much love and many spooky hugs.